continue want Matthew as my boyfriend. I love him as a boyfriend, and I still want to be with him. I know he is in my heart, and I appreciate that he's trying to look out after me, that he's trying to help, that he's trying to take care of me. But it's not helping by him making my decisions for me. I can make my own decisions and my own choices. I don't need him pushing me too hard with that, by asking me, by harassing me, by making up the rules on the FaceTime app, what I should do and not do with it. The reason why I don't want him telling me, why I don't want him scolding me or punishing me with that, because that's not his job to tell me that. It's up to my mother. I don't want him telling me what to do. But he should realize I can speak for myself. I don't want him defending me. But if I get in trouble, just let me get in trouble. I don't need him watching over me 24/7 when it comes to the FaceTime stuff. It feels like he's bossing me around too much about it. That's how it feels like. I don't like the way he's behaving about the whole FaceTime stuff. Yeah. He worries about my behavior. He should worry about his own behavior stuff when it comes to the FaceTime stuff. It's my FaceTime, my cell phone. I can do whatever I want with it. You see me? That's why I get mad very easily. He's telling me what's right and what's wrong on FaceTime, and I don't want to hear about it. But he should realize that he's not my mother. I know I got bad habits on FaceTime, but let me work it out myself. But that's not what boyfriends are for, by telling their girlfriends what to do. He should know that. And he doesn't like it when I tell him what to do and what not to do. That's the time during my trip. He kept asking me why and complaining why I spend more time with Elliot than with him on the phone. I spend time with Elliot and Nina because they're my brother and sister. And he doesn't like it when I bother him when he's trying to spend time with Denise and Angelo. So it works both ways. Yeah, and he's mad because I ruined his 4th of July. I wasn't the one that ruined his 4th of July. He ruined my 4th of July too. When I was trying to spend time with Nina and Elliot and my nieces, Maya and Oma Helen. He kept bothering me when I'm coming home. He asked me about all three boats. That was the first boat, the Virgin Voyage, the Scarlet Lady, the MSC Seaview. He asked me the same thing. He asked me the same thing on the second boat, the MSC Seaview. Then he asked me the same thing when I was on the last boat, and I was on the Carnival boat, Valor. And then he kept calling me about that. And he did. When I'm coming home. When I'm coming home. When I'm coming home. He did that with me when I was in Barcelona. He did the same thing when I was in New Orleans. Valencia, New Orleans. And I did the same thing when I was in Culver City. I got embarrassed in front of my sister, Nina and Elliot. They heard me fighting with Matthew. Heard me fighting with him. Nina and Elliot didn't want to hear all that. And Elliot and Nina got so mad why I kept yelling at him. Well, I wasn't very patient with Matthew. Well, I can't help it when it comes to me losing patience. He kept asking me when I'm coming home. And now that I'm home now. So he doesn't have to worry about it. Ever since Denise and Angelo is here, he's been acting really different with me. That's why I took advantage of him. What that's because I didn't know Denise and Angelo came over on 4th of July. I didn't know that at first. I didn't know Denise has summer break. Or spring break, doesn't matter. I didn't know she was going to stay at Matthew's house for an extra week. I didn't know. And ever since Denise and Angelo got here, he's been acting really short with me. Like what happened in Culver City when we got into a fight. He asked me in a mean way to me. By getting defensive that he's not my Matthew. It's his Matthew. He told me to let him handle it. And he got mad when I told his Matthew to shut up. He was screaming and shouting. I had to. Angela was giving me a headache. That's why I said that. Maybe Matthew would say his foot down on his Matthew. I wouldn't say anything towards Angelo. He doesn't know how to control his Matthew. That's why. There was too much distractions on FaceTime because Denise bothered him every hour on the hour. Denise and Maddie is becoming a pain in the butt lately. Bothering Matthew too much. That Maddie and Denise think that Matthew is the maid. He does all the work for both of them. I think Matthew is spoiled. He is spoiled. Having Denise make his breakfast, even though he's old enough to make his own breakfast. That's what complaining why he's always busy. That's why I worry about his habits. That's why I complain about his habits. And I know he's having other problems, but don't take it out on me for any of it. Sometimes he scares me. Remember when Matthew kept harassing me when I'm coming home? Some stuff why I got irritated from. He kept asking me when I'm coming home. When I'm coming home. And I get tired of him telling me about that every time I go on vacation. Vacations or trips. Like certain trips like Hollister, Hanford, Hollister, California, Hanford, California. the Route 66 and Pismo Beach. He did the same thing with me when I was in Route 66 trip. He did the same thing with me when I was in Pismo Beach. He did the same thing with me when I was in Philadelphia. Same thing. When I was at my sister's cousin's house. You know, I should be with my family. And just like I got irritated at him when I ruined his 4th of July too, with Denise. I didn't know she came over. Especially Angelo. I thought he only sees her only on New Year's. Christmas, not 4th of July. And it makes me feel bad. It makes me feel bad. I don't get to see my brother and sister either. Only certain holidays. And it makes me mad. It makes me mad. But I don't get to see them on Thanksgiving this year. I didn't get to see them. They're not gonna make it for Thanksgiving. They're not gonna make it for my birthday this year. That's why I'm upset. I only get to see my brother Alan, mostly Ellie and Nina, and the girls. The only time I can see my and Uma is only on my mother's birthday. And I'm feeling left out. That's why I get mad at Matthew very easily. Because his fucking attitude I can't take. And yes, I get jealous of Denise and Angelo. Because I want them to leave.